Hey everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. We are going strong, a month and a half in. We have over 300 subscribers, and we seem to be, because we don't really watch our competitors' videos, but sometimes people send us notes about them, and it seems like we're getting under the skin of a certain amount of people that are on YouTube for Giants broadcasting. We're not going to say their names, but you know, if you have 8,000 subscribers and we have 300 subscribers, we're not a threat. So you know what? Come up with some original ideas. Stop stealing the things that we do, and just kind of move forward and be on your own. Be your own person. That's the best I could say. If you want to hang a bed sheet and let that be your topic and let that be your background, great. But don't all of a sudden start green screening because you're like, that's what our competition's doing. So neither here nor there. Let's jump into today's video. Preseason depth charts came out. Who cares? It's preseason. Don't care. It means nothing. It's not even the first game of the not even the first preseason game of the season. These change arbitrarily during the next 4 games. You know, talk with me at preseason game number 4. Sorry, I was doing 3. Preseason game number 4. Then I'm worried about the depth chart. Right now, we don't even have the first cut, so I'm not even going to spend any time on the depth charts. What I do want to spend time is Phil Simms, Hall of Famer or not. With the centennial class coming up with the NFL, they're going to be voting in about 20 or so players who have not gotten in, through the regular channels or gotten through into, the old timers committee. They're going to be choosing these players. I don't think they really know exactly how they're going to do it yet, but there are a lot of players out there who probably should be in the Hall of Fame who are not. Phil Simms, in my opinion, should be in the Hall of Fame. The dude played, I don't remember how many years, 16 years in the NFL. He played through 3 decades. Most people do not know that. Take a little water break. It's a little tiring today. 3 decades he played through. Come on. He also played on some really bad Giant teams in the 70s, in the 70s and the 80s. He threw for over 33,000 yards, over 199 touchdowns. He's got better stats than Troy Aikman. And yes, he has 2 Super Bowl rings. I know he won 1 on his own, and the other one's from the Jess Hostetler era, but he was 10-1 before he got hurt. And the defense and Otis Anderson really did carry the Giants into that Super Bowl in 1990. Question is, why is he not in the Hall of Fame? I really don't know. I mean, you have Troy Aikman who's in the Hall of Fame. Yes, Troy has the Super Bowls, but he also had the Dallas defense. He also had Michael Irving. He also had Emmitt Smith, Alvin Harper. Everyone else, you could go down, Daryl Johnston. You go down the list of the players that he had. Let's think of the wide receivers Phil Simms threw to in his career. Lionel Emmanuel, Bobby Johnson. Those were his big targets in 1986 besides Mark Bavaro. He really never had that stud receiver, that go-to guy, that 80, 90 catches, 1,300 yards. He had bit players through his entire career. Not they weren't good players, but they were not star-studded caliber wide receivers. I mean, heck, you're throwing a Tony Galbraith in 86 out of the backfield. Come on. I mean, who's Tony Galbraith? He was a great third down back. Came over from Minnesota. But you know what? That's what he was, a third down back. Like I said, Lionel Emmanuel, he had 1 good year, 1,000-yard season. Bobby Johnson was on the team for 3-4 years before he went out on drugs. Mark Bavaro got hurt. Zeke Mowat. I mean, come on, you got the Zeke factor, but really nobody. And the man still almost threw for 200 touchdowns, 199. He played excellent throughout his career. Yes, he was hurt, but when he retired, he was in the top 20 in almost every passing statistic in the NFL. Most people don't realize that. You also have Ken Stabler, who's in the Hall of Fame. Simms has better stats than him. So the question is, why is there a Simms bias? I really don't know. I mean, a lot of people now kind of turned off from him because of his whole broadcasting thing, but he was a great broadcaster and for years. I think he still is. It's just the taste of the millennial crowd is moving towards the Tony Romos and the John Wittenfeld experience. Now I'm going to go back to the NFL and play because I can't cut it as a sportcaster. So the question is, when will he get in? I'm hoping this is his one big shot. I hope this is his one big chance. Because if we go back, he could have compiled more stats. I was looking at 1993 was his last year. He did throw 15 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, over 3,000 yards, and led the Giants to the playoffs that year. under Dan Reeves. Then he was a salary cap casualty the next year. The way they cut him was totally wrong. They should not have gone that direction, but that's neither here nor there. Sims did have the torn labium when he, that year, but he was going to be fine for preseason. He was going to be ready to go for training camp. He had an opportunity to go over to Cleveland, play for Belichick. He turned it down and decided to retire and go into the sportscasting booth. But like I mentioned, he was in the top 20 of all passing statistics in the NFL when he retired. He's dropped quite exponentially now because of the fact that people need to remember in the 70s, in the 80s, and even going into the early 90s, it wasn't the free-for-all open game unless you were the Buffalo Bills. You were still able to jam receivers on the line. There was still not a lot of separation. It was a different time. It was a different era. And like I said, he played through 3 separate decades. It's a travesty almost to me that why he's not in the NFL Hall of Fame. Hopefully, this will get him in there now. Like I said, I would love to have seen him voted in by the writers and everyone else, or get voted in by his peers. But maybe this is the way he can do it. I don't know. I hope so, but we need to really take a look and think, and maybe we can help push the Phil Simms in the Hall of Fame, because I really do think he deserves to go on there. Same with Eli Manning. We're never going to beat a dead horse with that. Eli Manning, in my heart, is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got the statistics. He'll be in the top 5 statistically in every category in the NFL when he retires. He's got his 2 Super Bowls. He's got his 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Don't really need to deal about Eli because he is going to get in. But let's help push Phil Simms into the Hall of Fame. Again, we are going to be heading out this Thursday to the first Giants preseason game. Hopefully we'll see some fans in the parking lot. Say hello. If you see the online Big Blue shirt, come up and say hello to us. I'm hoping to have my counterpart, Quaddy, come down. We're going to do some interviews in the parking lot, and we're going to do some special things inside the stadium. I don't want to give it all away, but we are going to have some fun, and we're going to have some things I really think the fans will enjoy viewing. Kind of a behind-the-scenes look at some of the things at the stadium during the preseason game. Again, August 10th, Super Bowl ring giveaway. Subscribe, you get an entry. Like, you get an entry. Like all of our videos, you get an entry for everyone you like. Same thing, leave a comment. Leave a comment on our videos, you get an entry for all of them. And again, you will get my replica Super Bowl rings. Again, these are replica rings, but they are of high quality. Don't really want to give them away, but you know what? We have moved up into the 300 level of the subscribers, which really starts to my mind. And again, like I said, we're just kind of making fun of some people on YouTube right now who seem to be thinking that we're a threat. We're not a threat. We don't really watch anyone else on YouTube. We just watch ourselves. We're trying to be ourselves, and we are trying to give you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. So this is Tim again with Online Big Blue. We'll hopefully see you Thursday, tailgating in the parking lot. If you see us, say hello. We're going to try to conduct some interviews in the parking lot as well. And, we are headed finally into the season. Depth chart, who cares? We'll just leave it at that. Thanks again. This is Tim with Online Big Blue. And we're just going to try to bring you the best in New York sports talk and entertainment. Thank you.